Okay, so today I'm going to give you guys my review of the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons game. This is Sunday Night Football. Starting off on the Vikings side with J.J. McCarthy, so he went 11 for 21, 158 passing yards, 42 passing yards after the catch, no passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 37.5 rating, 5 carries for 25 rushing yards, and he was sacked 6 times. J.J. McCarthy did not play well. Okay, like that's one of the biggest things I took away from this game. I think one of the reasons why he didn't play well is because the offensive line is banged up. I think Christian Darrisaw, I believe he's an offensive lineman that they said was out. So you have that. And what was it? I think 2 of the offensive linemen got hurt during this game. The center got hurt, and then I think the backup center got hurt or something like that. So when you're dealing with those injuries on the offensive line, like that's something that's huge, and the offensive line is definitely underrated, okay? So with the injuries to the offensive line, like he didn't have a whole lot of time to process and make decisions and everything because the defense was just getting through, kept running the blitz and just putting a lot of pressure on him, so he would have to get the ball out quicker than he would have liked, and he was just making some bad decisions, okay, in terms of the passes that he was throwing whenever he was able to get it off. It was just something that sailed over the wide receiver's head time and time and time again. Not to mention the fact, again, that he threw 2 interceptions, okay? One was really bad. He just launched it all the way down there. That wasn't even close to Justin Jefferson. And I don't even remember what the other one was. But yeah, he just did not play well. He did not play well. The decision making is questionable. You have the offensive line problems. And yeah, I think that those are the biggest things as well. And just some of the plays and some of the stuff that he would be doing. I don't know. First week he figured it out, and today he did not. So you'll see what happens next week, but let me tell you, this was a rough watch. That's what I will say. He had some good plays, he had some good rushing yards, he had some good passes, sure. But at the end of the day, he lost the game, he made bad decisions. It is what it is, okay? This was not good. This was not good to watch, I tell you. Now we continue with the rest of the Vikings offense. Justin Jefferson, 81 yards. He had 3 receptions. Okay, he had one nice reception. JJ bombed it down the field. That was one good reception he had. Mason, 38 yards, 9 carries for 30 yards. Naylor, 31 yards, 3 receptions. He had some good receptions. Thielen, 26 yards. Aaron Jones, only 23 yards, so you see that. And then here's everyone else. Not a whole lot of nothing. Kicker made both of the kicks, so I mean, that's what you can ask for. We look at advanced metrics for today's game, okay? So for the box score, Atlanta Falcons 6 in the first quarter, Vikings nothing. 3rd in the second quarter for the Falcons, 6 for the Vikings. And then in the third quarter, 3 for the Falcons, 0 for the Vikings. The fourth quarter, 10-0. Okay, so that's the play-by-play for the quarter. Biggest leads, Falcons with a 16 lead in the fourth quarter, and the Vikings never had a lead in this game. Now I continue on to the head-to-head metrics. So total yards, 326 yards for the Falcons, okay? Bijan Robinson had more yards by himself, I believe, than the Vikings offense did. This is a huge problem. And then you look at total yards for the Vikings, 198. Time of possession, 36-32 to 23-28. First downs, 19-10. Third down percentage, 6-15 to 4 of 11. Red zone percentage, 1-5 to 0 of 1. Turnovers, 1-4. Rushing yards, 218 to 78. Passing yards, 108 to 120. Rushing yards per attempt, 5.6 to 4.1. And passing yards per attempt, 4.5 to 4.4. And then we look at the penalties, 5 to 8, I believe. Penalty yards, 29 to 50. Sacks, 6 to 3. Defensive touchdowns, 0 interceptions. They got 2, we had none. Tackles for a loss, 5 to 6. Passes defended, I think it's 4 to 1. QB hits, 11 to 5. Forced fumbles, 1 to 1. Fumbles recovered, 2 to 3, I believe. And safeties, there were none taken in this game. But why did the Minnesota Vikings lose this football game today? The offensive line problems were huge in this game, okay? Like, they just kept folding every single possession. The defense was just like, they knew. Who was that? I think it was the backup offensive lineman that ended up going in the game. They just knew he got beat every single time. So you're just going to keep rushing him and stuff, and then you're going to get to the quarterback. And that's exactly what they did. Even if you don't sack him necessarily, putting pressure and making him have to throw the ball quicker than he would like. And, you know, he made some interceptions. So you had those things. So the defense, they were just putting a lot of pressure, and whenever he was able to get the ball out, making sure that they're getting the tackles through and just doing really well with their reads, and just a lot of really good plays by the defense by the Atlanta Falcons. I thought that the defense for the Falcons played their ass off, and I think that that's one of the huge things of this game. And offensively, they just weren't able to get a whole lot going. They would have a good play, and then they would have a penalty that would ruin it, or they would have just too many bad plays, and then the possession would be over and everything. Weren't able to get a whole lot going with the running game because the Atlanta Falcons kept stopping it. You already know what happened with the passing game and all those other things. And then some of the plays that Kevin O'Connell was calling, I didn't necessarily agree with. So yeah, this was a very painful game to watch. This was a very painful game to watch. But I think that that's why they lose. We'll see what happens next week. But good God, it wasn't pretty. Definitely got to do. You got to hope that they get better with the offensive linemen, because it's really tough, to be honest. Look at the Atlanta Falcons side. Michael Penix Jr. goes 13 for 21, 135 passing yards, 59 passing yards after the catch. No passing touchdowns, no interceptions, 80.5 rating, 1 carry for -1 yards, and he was sacked 3 times. He did what was necessary to win the game. It's not a flashy stat line, but at the end of the day, he got it done, okay? He was able to make some good throws down the field. He led a touchdown drive, which was great as well. They ran the ball a lot because that's what was effective. The Vikings defense, for the most part, had some decent stuff, but they weren't able to stop the run enough, child. They were running through Bijan Robinson, and Michael Penix Jr. was just making some nice throws, some nice completions. So he just did what was necessary. I don't really care as much about the stat line, honestly, as long as the team gets to win. It's always been more important to me, at least. So not flashy, but he gets it done regardless. Then we look at everyone else. Bijan Robinson, 168 yards, 0 touchdowns, 22 yards, 143 rushing yards. Just so many good plays, okay? Huge part in this game. Tyler Algier, I believe that's his name, 80 yards, 1 touchdown, 16 carries for 76 yards. Kyle Pitts, 37 yards, 4 receptions. Stop trying to push the Kyle Pitts propaganda. He had some nice stuff this game, but unless he has a good season, I'm just not going to buy it. Drake London, 49 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 receptions. Didn't they poke the ball out of his hands? I believe they did that. Mooney, 20 yards, 2 receptions, and then the kicker made all the kicks. So, I mean, that was huge because he was getting them to the red zone, but then the Vikings defense kept stopping them. But being able to convert on the kicks is huge, and them getting rid of Younghoe Koo was the way, because he sold them that last game. So, yeah, overall, why did the Atlanta Falcons win this football game? Because of their defense. I think that was a huge reason. I already talked about all the pressure and everything. They were just on it. They were on the defensive assignments. So just shout out to them and how hard they played throughout the entire game. Shout out to the defensive coordinator, because he's got them rolling, okay? So I think that the defense is really the reason why they win this game for the most part. And then offensively, Bijan Robinson, it was a great game for him. Michael Penix Jr. able to make the right passes and stuff. Shout out to the kicker. I mean, it's really a team game. It's really a team game. It takes everybody. But yeah, I feel like the defense, for me at least, gets the nod as to why they won this game. But let me know what you guys think. Who did you predict to win this game, and how do you feel about it overall? I mean, I really thought that the Vikings were going to win this game. Had a gritty win in the first week, so I thought that, that would continue. It did not. It did not, okay? And the Atlanta Falcons offensive line was able to do just enough. I believe it's that center. Got to give some appreciation to him. Offensive linemen are very underrated, but I really thought I was done. But yeah, I just close this out to say this was not a good game to watch at all. This was not a good game to watch at all. Yeah, very much more of a defensive match and stuff, and a touchdown not being scored until the fourth quarter. Yeah, on paper, it looked to be good, and it was not. So just thankful it's over. Hopefully Monday Night Football got something better for me, but that's it. That's it. Let me know what you think below. What were your favorite plays of this game, and we can continue that conversation.